I reckon I might find a bloke here. Just the bloke I thought I would find in a burger joint.
Hello, Dan. How are you doing?
Chris, how are you going,
Good
mate?
to see you.
Mate, I'm going to ask you a few questions. How's that sound?
Sounds impromptu.
Oh, well, it is a bit impromptu, but before you start smashing down a burger, we better get into it.
Let's do it.
So how long have you been in Melbourne for now?
I've been in Melbourne 9.5 years. Part of the furniture.
Yeah. What was the motivation to move to Australia from Scotland?
The weather? Nah, Scotland became a little bit too small for what I was looking to do, and broadened my horizons a bit and figured, yeah, we'll jump the other side of the world.
What's the top thing every visitor needs to know when they come to Melbourne?
Smash a good burger. But no, I think Melbourne's pretty well known for its sport, its hospitality, its coffee. But one piece of advice would be explore, get out of Melbourne. We've got some amazing places on Melbourne's doorstep. So Red Hill, Healesville, Great Ocean Road. Yeah, just get out and explore.
Yeah, so give me your Nintex elevator pitch.
Oh, Nintex in the elevator. Nintex is the world's best process excellence platform from beginning to end, through ProMap, mapping, management, all the way through to best of breed workflow, forms mobility, content creation, robotic process automation, as well as analytics.
Right. We're on the 10th floor now.
Nah, we're only at floor 5. It's a slow elevator.
You've been at Nintex for more than 3 years now. What do you love about working there?
I still think the culture is my favourite thing. I love coming to work. I love the people that I work with. I love the value that it adds. But yeah, culturally, it's the greatest place I've ever worked.
Right, what's your role there now?
I am the manager for Tech Evangelism Asia Pacific.
And what's the coolest part of that role?
Just seeing what Nintex can do for partners and customers, get to sort of help evangelize and awareness as well is a big part of it.
What's your most favourite place that you visited as part of your job?
Oh, there's a lot. I still think probably the US trips, getting to go and actually spend some time in another continent is a big deal.
Yeah. And you've just come back from the Nintex World Tour. Can you give me a bit of a high level of what that is?
Yeah, so we were in Singapore a couple of weeks ago. It's essentially customer stories, partner stories, and a bit of product management on what's new, what's latest, what's greatest to anyone that wants to listen.
Yeah. Can anyone attend?
Absolutely. Yep.
What's the best way of getting up to speed on Nintex and learning the platform?
Getting hands-on. Get a trial on Nintex.com, jump on learn.nintex.com and actually see what it can do for you quickly and easily.
Now, I've seen a bit of stuff around the social webs. What's this Nintex Hero all about?
The Nintex Hero, well, I think a lot of people probably think it's Brad in Lycra, but the Nintex Hero is actually someone within an organisation that forms part of that centre of excellence that can help with awareness, enablement and evangelism on the platform.
Right, so fair to say that anyone can be an Nintex Hero?
Yeah, anyone that's willing to learn and pick up something cool and new.
Are there any upcoming workshops you're offering?
We are looking at our next financial year solution in a day activities. So we're going to sort of let them run their course for the rest of the quarter, and then we're going to pick that up next financial year.
Gotcha. So what's the newest product that Nintex has brought to market?
RPA. We made the acquisition of Foxtrot RPA.
What's the most common business processes you see companies automating with Nintex?
At the moment, it's pretty heavy HR suite coming through from sort of proof of concept trial stuff, and a bit of document management and collaboration as well.
Now, you had a longer history of consulting. What was the first thing that I guess you automated back in the day?
The very first thing I automated was a help desk tool for BP in Angola. It was a communication essentially between some Aberdeen and US based rig workers and an Angolan Portuguese-speaking help desk.
That sounds like it's a fair challenge.
It was a blood pressure lowerer in the end.
What's been the most rewarding customer you've helped?
Look, I think a lot of them in the not-for-profit space, where what they can achieve with Nintex at very, very low cost is actually revolutionary to the people that they support in the community.
Right. Nintex acquired ProMap last year. What does everyone need to know about ProMap?
in a sentence, if you can't describe what you do as a process, you do not know what you're doing as a process. And ProMap goes a long way to helping that.
Right. I keep seeing the term RPA in the Nintex marketing. For those who don't know what RPA is, can you just quickly sort of explain what that is?
Robotic process automation. So essentially replacing the mundane robotic tasks that a human does, copy paste, scrape this system to put into that system, legacy to cloud, those sort of things, a bot can do for you. And we'll look to bring the bot technology into a larger workflow. So adding content creation, mobility, forms and DocGen into your RPA processes.
Right. Do you recall the first Microsoft conference you attended?
I do. It was with you.
Which one was that?
It was Ignite, or it was World Partner Conference 2010 in Orlando.
So you're one of the keynote speakers at the Digital Workplace Conference in Auckland next week.
Yeah.
What are you speaking about there?
I'm talking about cognitive services and emotion in workflow.
And it looks like your burger's up, mate.
My burger is ready.
You better go grab that.
My second home.
Oh, that looks nice.
Just doesn't it? There you go. For the blog.
How many Digital Workplace conferences have you been to?
I think this is my 5th between Australia and New Zealand.
Do you remember your first speaking gig?
I do. It was a Texpresso with Dimension Data in Brisbane.
How would you rate that first performance?
An 11. No. Well, all 4 people that turned up thought it was pretty good, so a solid 7.
Any public speaking tips?
Just have a good story. Have something compelling that people can take away. I think everyone that leaves there should learn at least one thing from what you present.
The Digital Workplace Conference has become a leading Office 365 conference in the region. Why do you think people should check it out?
I think no matter what your skill set and your exposure is, where you are on your learning spectrum, there's something for you at these conferences, whether it's from the vendor breakout areas or the sessions themselves. There's a huge amount to actually learn and also take back to your day job as well.
And other than yourself, what other speakers you think attendees should go and see?
Look, whatever you're into. I know I'm going to check out Mark Rhodes' piece on public speaking. I'm also going to check out some of the bot sessions. I know Elaine Van Bergen's doing a great bot session. Debbie Ireland's also got a session. Unfortunately, it's the same time as mine. But yeah, I'll definitely be checking them out.
Right. Nintex is a sponsor. What can people come and see at your booth?
Everything. Absolutely everything. They can see how Nintex can help with what they're feeling the pain in their organisation.
Yeah. Do you have any cool swag given out this year?
I'll have to keep that one under wraps, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I think we've got a big giveaway as well.
Nice. Will you also be at the Sydney DWC later on this year?
If they'll have me, unless I embarrass myself next week in New Zealand.
So any time for sightseeing?
Very little. I'm in Wellington actually on the day before, so that'll be my sort of little sightseeing.
Yeah. So what Office 365 app do you use for your own work?
We're using Teams a lot at the moment, internal and external. Yeah, it's a great place to share and collaborate.
You previously were a consultant, as I mentioned earlier, across that whole Microsoft stack. What products specifically did you support?
SharePoint.
Just SharePoint? No.
With Windows Server stuff, SQL, but predominantly SharePoint.
Right. You did your bachelor's degree in computer systems, yeah. Were you always interested in career in tech?
I was not. I started on an architecture course at uni and I realised that I was terrible at drawing, so I went back to the drawing board, figuratively speaking.
Any tech podcasts you recommend?
I haven't had much exposure to podcasts, but I'm still very much on the socials, following a lot of people on Twitter, LinkedIn and so on.
Right. What gadget are you loving right now other than your new car?
Other than the new car, I'm looking at the thing that you forgot to bring with you is your GoPro. I'm looking at investing in that for our upcoming honeymoon. My missus loves the Facebook shots.
And on that, you recently tied the knot, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Any wedding planning advice you can offer?
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, that's fair. Right, mate, I'll let you get onto your burger.
Thanks,
and I'm going to go find something else.
I'll look forward to smashing it.
All right,
See you.
Bye.